I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking about life like I'm always doing, and realizing that I tend to always fall for the potential. And I mean, I fall hard. Well, used to. And it's sad because many of us get out here and we date the imposters. We date people who actually mirror us and think that this is what it is, right? But when they can't live in that setting no more and be that person no more, and you realize that you fell in love with the potential of what this person portrayed to be, that's crazy. That's hurtful. And that could send you on a roller coaster. I fell in love with the potential of somebody, and I fell for this person like I've never fallen for somebody ever in my life. I love this person like I've never loved somebody in my life. And when I realized that this is not the person who I met, now I'm like, Dad, he got to reintroduce himself, right? Because he's the imposter. He's the potential, so this romantic guy that I have met has now turned into somebody else, right? And I'm not going to dive deep into that. My whole purpose of this video is this. When you go to God, see, that was my problem. I never went to God about no relationship. But now I'm talking to God and praying over my husband that I never even met yet. I haven't even met him, but I know he prayed up. He's secure because I'm speaking life. When you go to God and you pray to God, right? Let me backtrack. After I got out of my relationship, I knew that I wasn't ready for another relationship, and it's been a while. And I started to pray to God saying, I want this in a man and I want that in a man. I want him to be loyal. I want him to be family oriented. I want him to be successful. I want him to have a job. I want him to be caring. I want him to be a God-fearing man. I want him to be this and I want him to be that. You know what God said? Do you know what God said? You want to know what God said? I'm going to tell you what God said. And it was so crazy because he shut me down. He said, how dare you come to me with a list and you ain't even 3 things on it? And I'm like, let me look at this list again. You know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa. In the way that was revealed to me, after I prayed to him, God works, baby. After I prayed to him about what type of man I want and how, a man, I don't want a boy. When I said what type of man I want and I want him to be this is how he answered me. I got out of prayer, and this is how you know you in tune, when you able to recognize these things. I got out of prayer. In about 30 minutes, I went on YouTube and this video came up. And Tamala Man husband was speaking and said exactly what I just said to you. And I felt it. I was convicted by it. So I knew that was for me. That's how spirituality works, okay? I was convicted by what he said. And I'm like, whoa. And it came so strong because God said, I can't give you nothing that you're not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in hibernation, separation, okay? Whatever you want to call it. I'm going to put you up. And while I put you up, everything that's on that list, I'm going to make you. But you're going to have to do your part. I'm looking at the list and I'm like, wait a minute, where do I start? You know what I mean? But it was so good that I was like, I got to become this list. It's no more game playing, because what I'm asking for in this list is serious. I'm asking for a man of God, a successful man, a man that's going to not only love me, but be loyal to me, a man that's going to love my children, a man that I can feed him and he can feed me spiritually, a man that's going to help me grow spiritually. I don't want no headaches, and I know it's not going to be peaches and cream, but I want somebody that matches me, matches my fly, equally yoked. You know what I mean? But I had to become the best version of me, because God wasn't going to take my brokenness and take it into what I'm asking. Because all I was going to do was take that brokenness and go break him. I ain't trying to do that. And I'm praying over my husband. Lord, I don't know who he is, but you do. And I pray that you keep him covered in your blood. I pray that he is safe, healthy, happy, and protected from anything that may cause him harm. I mean, I pray over my husband. And I don't know him yet, but when I meet him, y'all will too. But anyway, so God started to work on me, right? And I mean, working on me is like a project, okay? Because I had so much hurt, so much darkness, so much pain. And don't get me wrong, the relationship I was in caused me to start questioning who I was as a person, which is, you in the wrong place, right? When I got to that point, I'm like, wait a minute, I know I'm this woman, I know I'm that woman, but in all reality, I wasn't even that woman. Because now that I am me and I'm the best version of myself, God said, you know what? Now I got something to work with. Because before you was of the world, you know what I mean? And now that you have came over here to this side, y'all seen that video? And now that you have came over here to this side, I can work on you diligently. And I can sit there and make you become your list. Only if you want it. So, like I said, I started looking at this list and I'm like, where do I start? You know what I mean? Because I got a lot of things to clean up. You know what I mean? Because I'm not only broken, I'm damaged. I'm not only damaged, I'm confused. I'm not only confused, I'm heartbroken. I'm not only heartbroken, I'm this. And I'm not only this, I'm that. And that's my truth. You know what I mean? And it was so bad that I allowed one person to make me second guess who I was even before I met them. Even though I wasn't who I am today, I was still in a good place. But this one person made me look at myself and say, why do you think you keep getting hurt? Why do you think you give your all and you are always empty? Why? Sit there and figure that out first. And I'm like, dang, I'm giving my energy to the wrong people. I'm trying to fall in love with the potential of who they are showing me. And it's not really them. So therefore, I'm always getting hurt because the person that they are showing me ain't the person that I'm actually falling in love with. God dog it. I noticed a pattern within myself. And I noticed that I'm always this giving person. And people feed off of that. Now, when I tell you, the person that I was with was my husband. He was my it. He matched my fly. He was my equally yoked. So I thought, right? So I didn't see no me without him. And then when I had to see me without him, I seen a different version of myself. And I'm like, dang, I was Britney Spears in it. Oops, I did it again. You know what I mean? And I feel good that I'm able to say these things about myself, because can't nobody tell your story better than you. And I'm going to tell you, baby. A lot of us tend to go out here and act like we don't have no flaws, and act like we are not that person, and act like we ain't Britney Spears and did it again. But in all reality, it's you admitting your wrongs and checking and correcting your flaws, bars. That is going to bring you. Now in prayer, going to God, I'm very blunt with him. Like, Lord, please do not allow Satan, because Satan would use people. Sometimes people come in your life and really want to be genuine and this and that. And then Satan said, hold on, that's too good to be true. I got to get up in there and shake things up and start destroying everything around you. And you start looking at the other person like you to blame. No, you to blame. But in all reality, the enemy got both of y'all going against each other. Get in tune, baby. So I started saying, Lord, please do not send me no more potentials. I need the real deal. Your girl getting old. Okay? I want a husband. I want a husband that I can build up, and I want a husband who can build me up. I want to be equally yoked. I don't want to be above or beneath my man. When you start praying these type of prayers to God, when that man come, when your husband come, your Mr. Right, you're going to know. You're gonna know off back. You're not going to say, is this him? The crazy thing about it is this. The same way you praying for him, He praying for you, baby. So when y'all come into connection with each other, it's going to be like a energetic pull. Like y'all know each other. You know why? Because you're praying for him, he's praying for you, and when God bring y'all together, it's not going to be no second guessing. He's not going to be a potential. He's not going to be an imposter. He's going to be everything that you prayed for, and you're going to be everything that he. I'm speaking like I already met him. I haven't, honey. But when I do, I'm going to tell y'all about it. No, I'm not. That's my problem too. I don't know how to shut up. I want to go out here and, and brag about my potential. And then everybody like, hold on, what happened to, So we're going to leave it at that. But I do want to tell you that pray for discernment and pray over your husband, even though you don't know him yet. And pray over your wife, even though you don't know her yet. But when y'all come into contact with each other, those prayers that y'all throwing out there, y'all gonna know this is my equally yoke. This is matching my fly. This is my heavenly husband. This is my heavenly wife. This is it. This is my to death do us part. This is it. You gonna know that God has sent them. And I'm just saying, stop falling in love with potential. We gotta stop doing that so we can stop being hurt. So I hope you guys like this video. I pray that you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell somebody to hit the bell button, and come join me.